On Thursday, I accomplished a running goal that I had been thinking about for years. I ran the entire Heritage Trail 30 miles from beginning to end. So now what?
Have to get over you again. Have to get over you. I keep on making the same mistake. I always let you back in. When I begin to get myself together again, you are back once more like everything's the same. I tried to build my walls up, but you're taking them down. It's tearing me apart, I can't pretend. Now
30 minutes easy running today, just taking it super slow. First run after finishing the Heritage Trail run. I had 2 complete days off of rest, and I thought that on this day I would go out there and just kind of let things go as quickly or slowly, but most likely as slowly as they needed to go. I just kind of went out there. I wasn't concerned about pace, just concerned about keeping heart rate low. And wanted to do 30 minutes, no more, no less. I guess I could have done a lot less if my legs weren't feeling good. So I got to the 15-minute mark and just turned it right around. As far as the systems checks go, things are going well. I had some knee pain towards the end of the run, and in the immediate day and days following the run, I had a real hard time. Even just bending my knee, getting up and down stairs was a real challenge. Isolating it, putting like all my weight on one side to bend it was real hard, but that all seems to have gone away almost without any issue at all. So not even feeling it anymore, and felt really good out there. I'm still tired though, running like 10-minute miles at a relatively low heart rate, but still higher than, you know, what that heart rate normally would be, which is my body's way of telling me that I'm still very much tired. So it's a little bit premature to start thinking about, like, you know, what my next goal is going to be in terms of actually starting to work out and plan for it. But it has me thinking about, like, all right, now what? A lot of people go through kind of like their post-marathon blues, like you're working toward this goal for a long time. You spend months thinking about it, weeks actually training for it, and then you complete the race. And whether you hit the goal or not, immediately following, you know, your body can't run anymore, so you don't have a positive outlet for some of these energies, and you're wondering, what do you do next? And that's kind of where I am now. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. There are marathons that are technically still not canceled. There's the Fargo marathons, and like someone was telling me about it yesterday. Looks like it's still scheduled to go. It was supposed to go earlier this year. They rescheduled it to late August. It's still slated as going, but I mean, who knows what's going to happen the next couple of weeks with that. CIM is still slated to go, but who knows what's going to happen with that as well. And even if it does go, who knows if I'd feel comfortable going to it to compete. So there's just a lot of stuff that's up in the air. Who knows like what races are going to happen, but regardless of whether there's races or not, you know, I'm very happy for the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to be kind of easy running. Whatever my body feels like doing is what I'll do. No hard workouts, just kind of a lot of cruising. But then after that, then what? You know, so like I've done this, I did a 50K earlier this year. This last run was 30 miles, so not quite 50K, but another more than marathon distance. I don't want to really call that an ultra marathon, but a longer than marathon distance. I did a 10K earlier this summer, which was fun, but not something I really trained or prepared for. And so it leaves me thinking, do I want to stay in that higher distance? Do I want to put myself through a marathon training block? It's a very expensive, so to speak, kind of endeavor to put yourself through that. I like to do marathon training blocks at 12 weeks, 10 weeks of work, 2 weeks of taper. I might do, like with more time, I might do a 14 week, so 12 weeks of work and 2 weeks of taper. But it's costly. You know, you're working really hard. There is that risk of injury, and you're putting your body through a lot of stress to get to that kind of marathon, even if it's a virtual or a time trial type of marathon kind of position. And then there's the running of the event itself. Running a marathon is no joke, especially if you want to do it well. it's just really taxing on your body. And so I'm not sure if I like want to do that, because there's still overall that concern of I don't want to overly put my body in a position of overly taxing itself at any one point that could put it at higher risk of illness. So that's kind of still out there, like in the back of my mind as well too. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I'm leaning towards something shorter. I just really detest running 5Ks. They're so hard. Even anything shorter than that, people have suggested like maybe I go for a mile time trial, because that's not too hard. But you know, I think the next time trial I want to do is one that I really want to actually have like a set training schedule for and really plan out for it. And I've never trained to run a mile before. I guess in high school when I was running track, we were training to run the mile, but I never did like a specific mile training block before. I don't even really know what that looks like. And I'd probably like to spend more time on a track to do that, which there are tracks in the area. They're not very close. I'm not sure if I'm available to really go on them. I feel like though at this point I'm old enough to be like that old dude that's just on the outer lane of the track that people kind of let do whatever he wants to do. So maybe that's an option. I'm not sure. So still kind of out there. And the other option is, do I really need to have like a goal or a time trial or anything like that? Should I just continue kind of doing what I've been doing so far for the last several months, is just kind of run for fun and see what kind of appeals to me at the moment and do that, even though if I'm not specifically well trained or race ready for a specific distance like a 10K or a 10 mile. Those are the two distances that are kind of like standing out to me the most. I'd like to do another 10K, but I think if I'm going to do a 10K, I should probably do a 5K first and then build up to the 10K. But I'm also thinking about that 10 mile. That 10 mile distance is something that means a lot to me. I like it because the first like kind of big race that got me back into racing again was the Soldier Field 10 mile, which I hadn't been able to do last year, I think due to graduations. I had to attend, and then this year it was canceled. And so I like that 10 mile. I'd like to be able to get under 65 minutes for the 10 mile. My like kind of like lifetime goal, I would just, I love to be at like the 60 minutes for 10 miles. That would just be phenomenal. I don't know that I'd ever be able to do that. The opportunity for that may have already passed me, but I just remember thinking about people that were running under 70 minutes for the 10 mile the first time I ran that, and I thought that they were borderline Olympians. And I mean, it's still a fast time, and I'd love to be able to really see what I could do at the 10 mile distance. But I don't know, because that 10 mile for 65, that's closer to kind of what my 10K pace would be. So maybe the 10K is like the right thing to shoot for next. That still lets me put in a lot of miles, which I like running lots of miles because I just enjoy the running. And it still has me doing some speed work that could be applicable to lots of other distances too. So it's kind of where I'm leaning. But at least for the next couple of weeks, I'm not going to be doing much of anything. I mean, I'll be running, but I won't be doing any sort of race-specific training. I'll just be getting the legs moving, kind of getting back into like equilibrium, where my body's kind of just happy being at, you know, back to some mileage again. But in the meantime, just take it day by day, see how the body is responding, not rush into it, figure it out, see what's kind of going on with the world and races. So I'm kind of in a hurry to figure out what's next, but I just think that now is a really great time to just kind of relax and let things come to me. Although I'm really bad at that. So we'll see. That's all I have for today. Nothing like monumental. Just wanted to give you a quick update mentally where I'm at and physically where I'm at. All systems seem to be in good shape. Let's knock on wood. Here. I don't think this deck is technically made out of wood. It's a composite material, I think. But we'll call it wood. All right. Thanks everybody for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully you guys are being safe out there on your runs, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?